Do you find yourself like holding your breath as you watch your child taking what you feel is a big risk? It's like, do you want to call out like, be careful? Children like to take risks. Actually, they're hardwired to take risks. And apparently they also want to give us gray hair and cause us heart palpitations. Or is that simply mine? No, that's children. And what if I was to tell you that really we should... Hi, and welcome to Learning Life, and thank you so much for joining me today. It can be hard to let children take risks. I know, I find it hard. As parents, we want to protect them. We're meant to protect them. We really don't want to see them get hurt. But we have to trust them, right? We have to give them opportunities to try, fail, fall down, get back up, try again, like if needs be. Trying these things is really what's going to help. And maybe you've tried a Learning Life video for the first time today, and thank you very much. Welcome. And for everybody else, thank you for being here today and for your likes, subscribes, and comments. Now, I like to say, I like to observe people. At the airports, this is great, all these different places. It really is fun. And I do really like to observe the grown-ups and the children when we're at a playground. I'm not a stalker. I'm just sitting there I observe. What's going on? How are they interacting? What are the children doing? I am sure that there are people who are observing me and how I parent. And there might be a lot of judgments. It might be. Because they might be wondering, why am I letting my girls do certain things? Because when we're at the playground, I let them do their thing. I let them go for it. And I just sit back. I really don't engage unless they are coming up to me or we're having a time of playing together. I want them to take risks in their play and their movement. And I do it because I know that it is good for them. And others might be oh, is she really involved? I am. I actually really am. I am watching. Now, early on, I learned not to say be careful or watch out, watch what you're doing. Because I noticed that when they were doing this, they tended to tense up. And then they would get hurt. And actually that lack of freedom stopped them because they're thinking now, I've got to be careful. It actually stopped them from doing what they actually wanted to do, to try something new, to get out there. When I let them know that I trust them and I trust them to try these things out, and when I let them know, hey, I will be here if you get hurt, it is okay, we clean it up, we fix it, they generally race off and they're exploring, they're climbing, swimming, swinging, and swimming, sliding, hanging upside down, they're running about. This is what I want for them, to be that carefree, to try this, to be taking risks. As I said, others might think, I don't care, but I really do. Because part of that caring is letting my girls take risks, allowing them to take risks so that they can learn. Why we should allow risk-taking. We need to because, it's important for their overall development, for our children. We want them to develop and grow. We want them to learn. There are so many ways that they can do it. And now risk-taking, it isn't just climbing that tree, walking along that ledge. There are things around the house as well that they could be doing, whether it's trying something out on the stove, what do we do if we sort of mix this? There are a number of things that they can be doing. I'm that's an interesting risk. But, there are a few reasons, really good reasons, why it is beneficial, why we should allow it in a variety of ways. As I said, it promotes learning and growth, and we want this. How we learn is by making mistakes. How we learn is by trying something, and maybe the next time it's better, and then we get better. There's that growth. We really want that growth. And we want to build resilience. For children to sit back and not take risks, they're not going to strengthen themselves in that. They're not going to sort of fully understand what it is when they do get hurt and how we go about it and what they could be doing different. And in that as well, we're going to boost their self-confidence. I watch my girls when they've managed to get up that tree and down, or, when they've created some new obstacle course in the house, or one of my daughters who gets out, different things to try. I watch it oh, we did this. Mom, did you see that? Did you see what I do? And, and sometimes I'm just biting my tongue because, I'm that was actually very hard for me. I watch their self-confidence. Because this encourages independence. This encourages responsibility. I want my girls to be independent. I don't want them to be relying on me for everything and to say what is okay for them to do. I want them to really explore how their bodies can move, how their minds can work, how things come together. And in that responsibility, because you know what, everything might be fun, but it might not be the right thing and the best thing for them. And so this really helps them to grow in that. And as well, and this is what I love, that sparking of creativity and innovation. We get new things because people take risks. Would we have airplanes if people didn't take risks? And I see that creativity as well, in my girls, my one who just loves to cook and make stews, or if it's not potions, and she's mixing things to try and what smell am I going to get out of it? Or if I mix it, how does it work together? We've had some interesting ones. I've had to sort of step back a little bit. I'm watching over here and I'm biting my tongue, so I'm not saying, this is what we want. We want this independence, this creativity, this innovation, this self-confidence, all these beautiful things, which is why we should be allowing our children to take risks. But I do want to say, I'm not just saying just let them go and just do it. No, we do need to provide that safe and supportive environment for them to do so. We do need to have that. They need to know that it is safe, that they can try, that you will be there, that, you've got the Band-Aids, plenty of Band-Aids, or whatever it is, they need to know that. We need to have boundaries in it. If we go to the playground, I'm not just going to let my girls just run anywhere. They know where they can be running and what they can be doing. That there needs to be supervision. I'm not just going to let them take off down the street. Okay, I want to know where they are and I want to know what they're doing. And there really should be guidance as well because, we want to make sure that they're learning all the right things and minimizing the hurts and stuff like that. Yes, we have to balance safety. We have to balance that with the risk taking. What do we want? But when we're doing that, providing these opportunities, understanding, even safety, coming out of that risk taking, we're going to empower our children and they're going to become resilient. They're going to be adaptable. They are going to be confident. And this is why, I just say, yes, let's back off from saying, be careful, watch out. Let's back off from trying to helicopter around them all the time. I get that. I have to stop myself from doing it because when I helicopter, my girls don't do as well. But when I allow this, you know what? They are there. And this is what I want. I want them to be adaptable and confident and to have these things. So we can do this, parents, we can. We should allow risk-taking because it is the right thing for our children. And they're going to grow and we will have colossal mistakes, hopefully a whole lot of laughs and a great time as our children learn from this. Well, thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for being part of this learning life. And, you can help get these videos out there. We won't say no. You can do that by becoming a champion. So check that out at patreon.com or at my website, LearningThis.Life.